in real life, I was watching the Three Tenors. I don't know if any of you know this. You know, the Pavarotti and Domingo all got together and they did this little show, and I got really excited. And I had remembered that as a kid, I did a lot of ballet, and for some reason, I thought that as an adult, I could still do ballet. So I was in my backyard and I was doing flying leaps to the Three Tenors, and I landed incorrectly and shattered my ankle and my foot. And well, it hurt a lot, but most importantly, I kept thinking, oh, they're gonna kill me. They're gonna kill me. I've got to work the next day. So I quickly called one of our producers, John Copeland, and I said, hey, it's Claudia. I don't normally call you on a Wednesday night at 9 o'clock. But I had a little problem, just got back from the hospital. It's a, you know, shattered ankle, shattered foot, and he's like, oh, I better call Joe. Okay, so they called him and he quickly rewrote some scenes, and suddenly Ivanova had an accident. And I had to shoot a lot of the stuff right after breaking my foot. I had to pretend that I hadn't broken my foot, so they just stuck me in a chair. But let me tell you, when you have a broken bone that badly, it's like this whole perimeter of space around you that you don't want anyone to come near. And they had stuntmen falling near me to justify breaking my foot. And even when they would fall on the floor in that little rumble, you got a shattered ankle. You're just like, oh! Of course, they're filming, so I've got to be like this. You know, that was called good acting, let me tell you. Yeah, a lot of us were clumsy, so Jerry Doyle also broke his shoulder doing his own stunts, so they had to write that into the series. Yeah, I won't be doing that again anymore. Yes?
How hard was it working opposite people in the Vorlon suits?
In the Vorlon suits? Well, there was... Somebody asked me the other day, how was Kosh to work with? I'm like, Kosh was a plastic suit, okay? And there were 3 different guys in it, you know. I never knew which one was... It was whoever fit in the suit was going to play Kosh. Kosh didn't say anything. You basically had your little scene, and that was it. When I was in CNC, you know, all of that was green screen. So when I'm looking out and seeing the great unknown and then space and everything, and it's so heroic, and you hear that wonderful music come up, you know. I mean, Christopher Franke wrote such incredible music for Babylon 5. It really stands up even to today. It's just epic music. And you see all that and everything. What I was looking at was some guy munching on a bagel, you know, holding up some lights, you know, and some green screen stuff. And they're like, okay, the ship's over there, it's coming in, it's pretty big. All right, you're going to react, and there's going to be a little explosion over there, and kind of shield your eyes, all right, Claudia? Okay, action! You know. Okay. You know? How big of a Shatner am I doing? This? You know, I mean, it's so funny. When the Vorlon ship landed, you know, it's supposed to be this great tongue falls out, you know, Pat Tallman comes out as Lita Alexander, and it's like, oh! Well, what I saw was her on her knees in a wagon with some grip pulling her going. It wasn't heroic, it wasn't romantic, and it wasn't anything but embarrassing to watch a grown woman on her knees in a wagon, like a kid, being pulled by a big guy chomping on a donut, you know. But you have to imagine, you know. And when I finally did see bits and pieces of the show, I was like, oh man, I should have reacted much more. That's cool. So instead of Ivanova, it just seems really stoic. Well, it's because I couldn't see what was going on, man. It's all CGI. It was put in a year later. Of course I'm stoic. I was bored. It was a green screen. You know, nothing going on. Yeah.
When you first saw...
She had a crush on me, by the way. Yeah.
When you first saw